My name is Shearon Parham, and I am originally from Holly Springs, Mississippi, but was raised in Aurora, Illinois. I currently reside in the Chicagoland and a suburb outside of Chicago. I am married. I birthed three children, and I am a strong believer in Christ, and that is where my faith comes from. I grew up in the church, and for hobbies, I sing and karaoke and dance and play around and just like to have a good time and just like being happy. My 17-year-old self, I would just tell myself that I have lots of time to grow up. There is not, during that time frame, you think that you're grown and you think that you know so much, and you know that you just have it all together. There's so much at 17 that we did that I look back on now, and I'm just like, well, that was really dumb. That was silly. Where did I get that from? But yes, I would just basically say, Sharon, you have the rest of your life to grow up. There's nothing that you have to rush into. What I would say to other women about living their best lives would basically be do what makes you happy. As long as you're not hurting anyone else, then you don't have anyone else to answer to. As far as people, that is, of course, we have our faith and things of that nature. But as far as others, put yourself first. Think of your health and your well-being and what is beneficial to you for you to be able to do what's best for you and truly live your best life. Well, I guess one of the biggest aha moments I'm kind of experiencing now, um, I'm learning that I don't have to be all things for everybody. That I can be, it's okay for me to put me first. Until recently, I would have said my mother, but seeing that about 2 weeks ago, I lost my son. So I would have to say it would be him. Reason being is because at 31 years old, I wouldn't or didn't expect to receive a call to come to his apartment. And when I got there, he had passed away. There's so much that I still would like to say to him and things to do with him. Um, yeah, that would be the one person that I would speak to. Um, I yeah, he was gone too soon, and there's just so much more that I feel like we needed to do and say to each other. Again, seeing where I am now in life, and when we experience things, of course, we have different outlooks, or certain situations put us in a different mind frame. Um, to accomplish or want to accomplish certain things. And now my goal is to assist families going through the grieving process, as well as making plans for their loved ones when they come to this situation with dealing with their losses as well. This can be a difficult journey to go through. And so to have a buffer to be able to assist you that shows compassion and empathy, I definitely feel like that is something at this stage of my life that I'm looking forward to accomplishing. Well, my dream trip would be to South Africa. And I know this is probably gonna sound funny or sound silly, but I just want to ride through the jungle and just see the animals and just feed the animals and all of that good stuff, just kind of like you see on the movies, but I want to do it in person. Now, I don't know how I'm going to respond when they come up to the car and want to eat out of the bucket, but that is my dream trip. The quote that inspires me is the quote that states, "A setback is a setup for a comeback" by Willie Jolly. And that inspires me simply because it's actually true. We can be in our situations and we can have a setback, but it's what you choose to do with that setback that is going to dictate your comeback. So that is something that I definitely live by. And even in the storms, I know that there's something greater on the other end. Well, currently, I'm not reading, but I'm listening to Barack Obama, A Promised Land. I have him as well as Michelle Obama. She's on my list, but those are the two right now that I'm listening to. I definitely look up to and admire both of them. Um, Especially Michelle, being a woman and having to endure everything that she's endured. She's a very strong woman, in my opinion, and so I'm just excited about the information that she shares in her book. My musical playlist, I guess. Which one? Um, if you want my gospel playlist, then that would be old school traditional. But if you want the mood playlist, that would probably be some nice slow jams and all of that good stuff. As I heard the preacher say, now, y'all don't get it twisted. We ain't listening to Shirley Caesar in the bedroom. What would people be surprised to know about me? That's a good question. I'm not sure what people would be surprised to know about me because I think I, I'm kind of an open book to a certain extent. So I don't think people be too surprised about anything because as I've gotten older, I've become more like my mother. What comes up comes out. My life as a woman is inspirational and powerful, and only because I truly know who I am, and just being around other women um, and receiving feedback from them and how they are inspired from being in my presence and how they often tell me how they admire my strength and my faith. What the world needs now is more love, especially in this day and age where um, you have cyber bullies, you have just the internet in itself. No matter what someone say or post on social media, um, there's always those trolls who's taking things out of context and making it either racial or just bashing. And we just never know what someone may be going through or what's happening in their lives or just where they may be today. And just a kind word may make the difference in that person's life. The one thing I think everyone should try is Papa Do's shrimp and grits. Love them, love them, love them. And the one place I think everyone should visit would be the Dominican Republic, Hard Rock Cafe, that is, not just any resort, the Hard Rock Cafe. Um, Great vacation spot, loved it. Looking forward to going back again. As a matter of fact, my husband thought that was going to be our annual trip, but I want to see other parts of the world. So that was a no, but we will be going back this year. My personal message to women would simply be do your best to be your best. It doesn't matter what anyone else say or think about you. Know who you are. Live in your truth. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself and don't let someone else dictate your journey. Your destiny is yours. Your story is yours. Live and learn. Don't be afraid to make mistakes because we're all human and no one's perfect.